Good morning, fellow Southern Cameroonians at home and abroad. This is Chairman Capo Dani of PRAP. Today, I want to give you our daily brief, and we have not been able to continue the podcast series, the daily podcast, due to other obligations that are fast taking over our lives here in abroad. But we'll continue to engage on our platforms to build momentum and to continue to push for the aspiration of our people for their right of self-determination. Make no mistake about that. We are committed, we are dedicated. So I want to bring you this daily daily briefing. Basically, we have been having heated debate within the cabinet of PRAP. Very powerful members, very powerful opinion shapers are engaged in serious debates, serious discussion on how to shape our people's perspective with the unique position that PRAP always push for our people. So we'll keep you people updated. The particular issue which we are in discussion in PRAP is the issue about elections in Cameroon. It preoccupies the mindset of the elites and basically the entire people of the Southern Cameroon, whether you like it or not. And those of us who are the part of the separatist movement, those of us who have pushed for independence as a solution to the grievances that we have as Anglophone, we have an obligation to educate our population and engage them and take leadership, because to be honest with you, we are the true opposition in Cameroon in one way. So I will be giving you some of the issues we are debating about our policy and our position as an organization. One of the important things our people have to know is what is actually going on the ground, which we try to base, to push that to our people, bring the awareness of the reality on the ground, which is not something that you will see on mainstream media. As we say, the revolution shall not be televised. The revolutionary shall bring you the revolution. So I'll bring you some videos from Pinyin, one of the area which is considered as the strongest Amazonian bases, with General Okoro's camp controlling that area. I'll bring you some videos of what is going on in Pinyin, what Paul Atanganji and some of his friends are doing there. And I'll also try to educate you on what we are debating. The core of our debate in PRAP centers about elections. What is being considered? Our position vis-a-vis the happenings of the presidential election and our principles in PRAP, which most of you believe in those principles, which we stand for. The first thing is we put PRAP is an organization that put the public interest first. We are public servants. We serve you. We speak for you. So what is being debated? Number one, how is the current structure of Cameroon governed, and how does the elections affect the real governance in Cameroon? The reality. This is the reality which we are considering and which you must consider. The first thing is, how does Cameroon organize itself to govern the country? They organize themselves according to elections participation. Elections are not really determining who governs Cameroon, because we know elections are often rigged. The system is set up already for the head of state to determine the outcome. Many times people know the outcome before it comes. So, but elections are very impactful depending on how government allocates government positions. That directly affects how the so-called national cake is shared, or which region have which ministers, which delegates who are being promoted, which population are being recruited within the Cameroon army and police and gendarmes. All of these considerations within the Cameroon current structure are determined for the most part by participation in election. That is why people who are fighting for government position usually do so by going down to register people within their regions. And those people in the Cameroon government, in the ruling class, that brings a longer electoral list, usually have privileges in election, appointment, allocation of position, government position, whether it's teaching, whether it's people recommending people for the military, the police. So they are very consequential. And this is something that our people are not aware of. And this is the things that those who are involved do not want you to know. And we must let you know. They choose ministers, they choose SDOs, they choose appointment based on those people who bring in people to participate. So when you boycott elections, what happens is that your participation rate is low. The consideration of the current regime to allocate positions to your region or your village or your province is low. And that is the consequences that ensue. And our people must have a 360 view of this reality. Now, let me show you some videos that are coming from Pinning so that you can see. Watch it. So as you can see in Pinning, the CPDM people of Paul Atanganji, you would think that Pinning is the core of the Ambazonian struggle, because even in Bamenda, fighters that comes to Pinning Quarter, that fight in Old Town, and most of those places are coming from General Okoro's camp in Pinning. They always say that Menka and Buchi are the heartbeat of Ambazonian activities, but no, it's all politics of the communal chieftaincy issue. Pinning is the hardcore of Ambazonian fighting in Northwest, in the Santa subdivision there. But look at what they are doing. Majority of them are now registering for election in Cameroon. Those who are behind this process are not the people who really represent the interests of the Santa people, Pinning people, and the people of those subdivisions. These are Atanganji poor people, because normal, regular, educated people who care about our people can no longer go to Pinning without facing reprisals from Ambazonian factions or being arrested, intimidated by Kondia titles. So they are now walking the ground, and eventually you'll find people representing us in every level that are being chosen by 419 people and people who were doing counterfeit in their previous life, like Paul and Taganji. These are the type of scavengers that are going to fill those positions, whether we like it or not. So is it profitable for our people to engage in these exercises to secure their public interest? These are the debates we are having. For the part of negotiation, people have been discussing and debating the issue whether Cameroon is serious for negotiation. These are the facts. Some people believe we are being used, we are being misused, and all those things. But this is a fact that we know. In the beginning of this year, Paul Biya came out to let the people know, let critics know, that he was in charge. He is in charge of negotiation efforts that are being led by the Prime Minister. He said so in his New Year's end of year speech, and we were told that that was an indication of his mindset addressing this issue. So they make no doubt, Paul Biya was engaged. Pope Francis, who is of late, had engaged to facilitate those negotiations. Venue had been secured. The process were ongoing. We, on our side in Ambazonians, majority of the other factions, they refused to participate. They brought in conditions that were unreasonable. Was Cameroon serious about those negotiations? People say that they were not serious. No, they were serious. You don't go and get the Pope to engage into something that you are not serious. You don't travel around with a proper mandate and you are not serious. I believe they were serious. I believe that possibility was there. Now, can that process go forward? Is the process going? Yes, it is going forward in a certain level. But based on our engagement with serious international partners, state partners, we have been told what Paul Biya wants now. He doesn't want any negotiation before elections. And the war is basically going along with what he plans and what he envisaged. They say Paul Biya wants to secure his presidential mandate, win his election, and be able to plan his retirement and choose his successor. This is coming from very, very powerful people. That means that the war is basically allowing him to do what he wants. And despite the ongoing process that is going on right now, I can tell you that we are not hopeful of any result or any meaningful conversation. But we will continue to engage. We will continue the engagement. We will continue to pursue our public interests, because that is what drives us. That is what we are believing in. That is what we stand for. You have to know these things. We have committed for transparency to our people and accountability to them. We'll continue to engage with other Ambazonian groups to make sure that we have a proper and a strong presentation of our liberation movement. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep on praying for us, keep on being engaged. Do not give up. All hope is not lost. Our struggle is bigger than anybody, any movement, any agenda. Your agenda is more important to us. So we'll continue the debate. We'll continue influencing the demography with the power that you have given us by trusting us. If you don't have money to support our organization, press a like to our videos to affect the algorithm of YouTube, because we are being suppressed massively by opposition campaigns, saboteurs, and the rest. But we remain motivated, we will not be deterred, and we will push forward with our public interest. Please keep coming, keep your feedback coming, keep us engaged, and let us know where your interest is so that we can reflect that in our communication with our people and the globe. Have a beautiful sky wherever you are. Stay blessed. Shalom.